Do you need to learn how to write for research journals? That's the question I'm addressing today in The Right Question. I'm Daphne Gray Grant, the Publication Coach. I have a question from Avinash Chalamuri, a PhD student based in Visakhapatnam, India. Here's what he's asked via email. As part of my doctoral studies, I have to do some experiments and write a scientific paper for a research publication. I'd like to know of the necessary care, rules, facts to be considered while writing the journal paper so that reviewers won't reject it in the first place. Can you give me any advice? Thanks for the question, Avinash. When I was young, I was determined to write articles for national magazines. While my audience was different from yours, the system for approaching them is very much the same. The first step is to make yourself familiar with the demands for each of the publications you want to target. Don't look for generic guidelines about how to be published in nameless scientific journals. Instead, get very specific. You didn't tell me your area of specialty, but let's pretend that you're a chemist. I just did a quick Google search and learned the names of some of the top journal publications in chemistry. The top 5 appear to be Accounts of Chemical Research, Angewandte Chemie, German, Bulletin of the Chemical Society of Japan, Canadian Journal of Chemistry, Chemical Communications. Create a similar list of journals in your area of specialty and then spend a couple of weeks reading them. Yes, just reading. Here are some of the questions you should ask yourself. What length of article does this journal typically publish? What angle or focus do they appear to favor? Is there a particular type of article they like? Is there any subject important to your field that this journal hasn't addressed recently? If you tailor your approach to the specific needs and demands of a particular journal, you're much more likely to succeed. Then, when you're ready to start preparing a submission for that journal, do 2 more things. First, check to make sure they haven't recently run an article similar to the one you're proposing. No journal wants to be too repetitious. If they've already done it, then take your piece to another journal. Second, go look for the journal's submission guidelines and follow them to the letter. For example, they might specify how they want to receive the piece, perhaps in the body of an email, or far more likely, as an attachment. They might even tell you what software the piece should be submitted in. They may have certain specifications about how they want tables and graphs handled, and they will certainly have some demands relating to ethics. Even if some of their requirements seem foolish or silly to you, don't ignore them. They're not suggestions, they're requirements. Submission guidelines can always be found on a journal's website. I'm attaching a link to the guidelines for the Canadian Journal of Chemistry, so you can see an example. Finally, if you get past step 1 and your article is sent to peer reviewers, you may end up with some negative comments that you need to address. I've already done a video on how to deal with that situation. See the link below. Getting your first publication in an academic journal is a big achievement. I suggest you speak with some of your supervisors and fellow students to see if they have any other suggestions for you. Finally, let me wrap up with a quote from motivational speaker and businessman Bo Bennett. A rejection is nothing more than a necessary step in pursuit of success. Avinash, don't allow yourself to become fearful about the process of getting published. Yes, it's almost inevitable that you won't succeed right away. But with enough time and diligence, you will have the pleasure of seeing your own name in an academic journal.